Hey everybody, this is the Facebook Ads with the Twang podcast. I'm your host, Ben Blackman, and Happy New Year! Now, what's your Facebook ads plan? Here comes episode 89. Facebook Ads with the Twang is dedicated to taking the often overcomplicated process of creating simple, successful Facebook ads, breaking them down step by step in less than 10 minutes at a time. Let's get started. Welcome everybody to episode 89. It's 2020. Okay, I cannot believe I'm even saying that. Of course, I guess it depends on when you're listening to this episode, if it's actually 2020 or not. But I can't believe it is 2020. And if you don't have a plan for your Facebook ads, well, then you're in the right place. Okay, so I'm not going to scold you too much, but I am going to kind of dig into it just a little bit. Now, this episode will assume that you've already mapped out your marketing calendar. Right? You need a marketing calendar. Okay. So whether it's a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month, whatever it is that you're going to use, you need a marketing calendar to know what you're going to be doing. All right. Because remember, you run ads to make money. You don't make money to run ads, right? And part of your marketing calendar is running Facebook ads. I mean, that's how it goes. So why do you need a plan? Well, you know why you need a plan, right? Because you can't get where you want to be if you don't know where you want to go, right? Hopefully that made sense. The thing is that business owners, like people who actually run businesses, they don't wing it. They don't just show up and start reacting, right? That doesn't work. Solopreneurs tend to do that a lot, okay? And so it's hard for a lot of solopreneurs to get out of that mindset. It's hard for a lot of business owners to get out of that mindset. They just show up one day and then everything starts falling apart and they're just putting out fires. You cannot sustain that or grow it the way you want to grow it or have satisfaction in it if that's what you're doing in your business. Okay, so do not wing it. Don't waste any money on ads unless you have the right mindset and a plan. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you got to budget for it. How much do you budget? Well, that's really up to you. I mean, that's not something I can tell you that you need to put out there. Okay, what you don't want to do is wait till the end of the month to figure out how much money is left over and then say, okay, that's the money I'm going to use for ads. No, doesn't work like that. Okay, you need to budget for it a month ahead. Okay, and then dedicate that amount of money to running ads. Remember, anytime you're running ads, you're gathering data. It's not, even if you're not making sales or you're not getting things done the way you want to get them done, you're still gathering data, and that's a good thing. Okay, you're learning, right? Nobody that has success, at least that I know of, that has success with Facebook ads or marketing in general doesn't spend money that didn't work out. Okay, so be prepared for that. You don't want to spend your last dollar on it. Okay, you don't want to spend your grocery money on it, but you do want to have a dedicated amount of money. And you also want to plan your results based on real numbers, not some pie in the sky kind of numbers, right? You saw somebody said that they, made $50,000 on their webinar, right? Or something like that, and they're in a completely different market and they already had an email list of 10,000 people. Well, you can't base your numbers on what they're doing, right? You cannot copy off your neighbor's paper. That doesn't work in this case. You've got to plan it on the numbers that you need, what we call key performance indicators of what you need to get. Okay, now you may not understand all that stuff just yet, and that's okay. That's part of being a business owner too, is you may have to go do a little research on what does that mean exactly. Okay, and I do other episodes on stuff like that. And speaking of, as I go through a few things here, I'm going to point out some other episodes that you can reference. They'll all be in the show notes, so you can check that out. All right, now, are you not sure exactly what to do? That's okay. Instead of giving you a bunch of options, which that's what I started to do, I'm just going to lay out one plan. Okay, now, this won't work for every market. You may have to adjust it some for yours here and there, or tweak it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with tweaking it. Okay, this is exactly the way it's going to work and it's going to be the best plan ever. That's not the way these things go. You have to make adjustments, okay, but you make adjustments based on not your gut feeling, but based on the numbers. Okay, if you do things like if you have a launch or a series of launches or something like that for your product, you're definitely going to have to make some changes here because it won't work out exactly the way I'm telling you. However, as a general overview, this is a solid plan. Now, I did, to start this out, of course, you have to plan your budget, which I told you already. You have to define your key performance indicators, which I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. But what I want you to do is create a content-based ad, and you run it every day. You don't turn it on and off. You run it every day. You have a budget for it. You run it every day. Now, if you don't know what a content-based ad is, I'm going to tell you where to reference that, but essentially you run ads to a video or you run ads to a blog post. Okay. Now, and when I say run ads to a video, I mean the ad is the video, right? So you're running ads to it, or you're running ads to a blog post. And the purpose of that is to build up a viewership of those things. Okay, so that you can retarget those people, right? So if somebody watches a really good video that you did, you want to be able to retarget them with whatever your other offers are. Or somebody reads your blog post that was just one of these epic kind of blog posts, you want to be able to retarget those people. So for reference, if you want to know how to do videos, if you prefer to do videos, then look at episodes 61 and 72. And again, these are in the show notes. If you'd rather do like a blog post or something like that, if you like doing that better, then check out episodes 65 and 86. Those are both good references for you. Now, once you have the video or blog post ad running, okay, and you can do this the same day, you're going to create 3 retargeting audiences. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't know how to do that, you can, again, check the show notes. I did a YouTube video for you. You can check it out and get the link and go check it and see it. But you're going to create a 5-day retargeting audience, 10-day, and 15-day. That means anybody who has seen, let's just say you're running ads to the content video, anybody who's seen it within the last 5 days, anybody who's seen it within the last 10 days, and then anybody who's seen it within the last 15 days. Okay, and that would be everybody who either visited your blog post or watched at least 50% of the video. That's how those audiences would be set up. So once you do that, then you're going to run the following types of retargeting ads. For everybody who's watched, or everybody who's in the 5-day audience, you're going to run an ad to a video asking them to opt in to whatever your lead magnet is, sign up for your webinar, or buy whatever it is that you have. Okay. On the 10-day retargeting audience, now remember, on the 10-day retargeting audience, you're going to exclude the people in the 5-day, okay, because you don't want the 5-day people to see the same one. So, and again, I go over that in the video. But in the 10-day audience, you're going to run an ad to either a video or an image. A video would be more powerful, and this would be a case study ad. You're going to ask them to buy or sign up or opt in or whatever it is, okay? Then you've got the 15-day audience. The 15-day audience, this is kind of like, last chance, right? You're going to run an ad to a video, be brutally honest with them, and just be like, hey, listen, if nothing changes, you need to sign up now, right? I'm not, you haven't done anything yet, so you need to move forward. So that's what the 15-day one is, all right? So 5-day, 10-day, and 15-day. Now, once you get this stuff going, okay, you've got to keep track of the ad's performance. So you've got to monitor that. You've got to take a look at it. You've got to compare the metrics of what's going on in the ad versus what you think you need to get to make it work. So you monitor the ad performance. You monitor the performance of the landing page. You might monitor your closing percentage, the amount of time that people stayed on a webinar. I mean, whatever the metrics are that pertain to whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to pay attention to those. And you may not know what the numbers are, right? Don't have any drama over, well, what's my closing rate supposed to be? Well, I don't know, and you may not know either, right? You might aspire to have a 50% closing rate, right? And you fall short and you only get 25%, but does that still work? Maybe 25% now becomes your benchmark, and you gain more skills to close more. Okay, that's kind of my point. You've got to understand that, right? That at this point you might be trying to figure some of those things out. So the last thing I want to mention to you is I want you to be honest with yourself. If something isn't working, then change your approach, right? So if the ad's not getting any clicks, it's not getting any views, change it. Okay, if it's not working out. If your offer's not getting people to buy, change the offer. Okay, don't get married to it, change it. I talk about that a lot. So be honest with yourself. No drama. This is just looking at the straight numbers. Okay, be prepared to test every one of your ads that you're running against another ad. Okay, now you've got to be willing to do that too. You have to factor that in to your marketing plan. All right. That's all I have. Now you have a plan that you can run this year, okay? If you have any questions, love to hear about it, and I will see you guys on episode number 90. Talk to you soon. Hey, if you enjoy this podcast, then you have to check out Marketing with a Twang. It's my monthly membership where we take all the material from this podcast, combine it with finding and creating the perfect funnel that will attract your dream clients. Then we take it to the next level by using multiple marketing methods way beyond Facebook. Check it out at marketingwithatwang.com.